Off I take ya, dip trip, lip Fantasia.
Taste Budz Podcast, the place where we digest film, TV, and media.
I was actually talking to, Jason Moore. He's on The Punisher, and he was talking about how a film to get nominated, it's not necessarily the quality of the film or the talent or storytelling ability of the filmmakers. Yes, that's really important, but it's the timing of our consciousness of where we are in the world. Think about Get Out. You look at the premise, and it's basically white people who are taking amazing black bodies and putting the brain and the personality in these black bodies.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, yeah.
Oh, guys, if you haven't seen Get Out, then
Get out.
Get out.
Well,
yeah.
kind of. What do you think about Dunkirk then? Because Dunkirk won awards, and it wasn't about that. The Shape of Water, I liked the subtleties of shining a light in the face of what's wrong today. Like
Which is men are undateable and we have to go for fish. Is that what's wrong today?
You made a beautiful movie, and thanks to Guillermo, we will always remember this year as the year men screwed up so badly, women started dating fish.
Yeah, that's one
Is
of
that
them.
what the
And Jimmy
purpose
Kimmel
of
made
the
a joke
Jimmy
about
Kimmel
it.
was
That was
saying,
pretty
yeah.
funny.
I thought that was good.
No, but the one thing I remember in the
Nice.
movie, and I was watching The Shape of Water with my friend who's white, and I never asked him, but I crossed my mind. There's that scene where they're watching TV, and the news comes on, and the fire department's blasting black guys with the fire hose, and that one guy, I forget his name, is like, "Turn that off. I don't want to watch that. I don't want to see this." And then the lady changes the television show to, dancing and singing. And I was like, wow, that's so relevant,
Yeah.
And I kind of looked at my white friend and I was like, I wonder if he just got what just happened, this white guy's turning a blind eye to that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people do that. And I liked that subtlety in The Shape of Water, but to bring it back, it's like, what was the deal behind Dunkirk?
Where's the bloody Air Force?
It's a historical event. It happened a long time ago. Is there even any black people or women in it? I don't know. I don't remember. I can't think of anyone prominent. But still it was, to what Jason was saying about the Oscars and timing being important. What do you guys think?
So, so for me, Dunkirk, why it works so well, for me, the catharsis that I hit with Dunkirk was, watching Dunkirk, okay, and then watching the Darkest Hour.
Mm-hmm.
It was like watching, it was like being on the front line of the war and being in the war room in the government. And of Churchill. So it was almost like a sequel during when it was released. It was like leaving one movie, going into another movie, and it enriching that historical moment. I now know what it was like for England to be at that situation because of those two movies I saw. So one, complementing the other, I think has a lot to do with why that film was, had such an impact. And the message for me that I walked away with Dunkirk, besides the connecting the historical event, was what it's like to be in war, and what it's like to be protecting a country that is surrounded by water, that was isolated from the mainland, from the European, So it was the last thing of World War II. They say it in The Darkest Hour, if they get England, they win the war. It was the last step. So, I really got, and what I also got was that moment affected the war because people all worked together. It was people, the boat situations of Dunkirk. They, I don't know if anyone's listening. So Dunkirk is about basically England pulling away from France, and they're all trying to make their way back to England, and England is unprepared, understaffed, under everything, and the Germans are just like really pushing, the English back.
For the full episode, check out our channel on YouTube and check us out on Instagram.